guys, Ridley Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my handmade Ridley plush. So, it's been quite a while since we've taken a look at my my handmade plushes. If you're new here, I make a lot of handmade plushes. I haven't done it in a while, so this is me coming out of retirement here. And since I've been kind of on a Metroid craze lately, because Metroid Prime 4 is coming out later this year, and I bought a Samus figure recently, and I did do a review on her, so if you want to go check out that video, go for it. But like I said in that original video, there's not a lot of Ridley, merchandise like plushes or figures, and so I kind of wanted to make a Ridley plush to go along with that figure, even though that she's an action figure and this is a plush. But I don't really care. This is me coming out of retirement, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And so yeah, I'm going to show you all the design, the process of building him, all the different details, all that good stuff. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is the torso here, which you can see is a different material from everything else. Basically, I use felt for, the design, the details, the limbs, and the smaller details and everything else. But for the body, I usually use socks. And because socks, if you're wondering why I use socks, is because they get a really, really nice rounded feature instead of using felt, because as you can clearly see, felt is flat and it's 2D. So if you use it to make round bits, it's not going to really look all that well unless you kind of fold the felts, like you can see on his fingers here. But yeah, everything else is basically just felt, and it's just going to look just 2D. So that's why I use socks. But this is not a sock. This is actually a really cheap pair of mittens that I found at Giant Tiger, which is usually where I go to look for socks. And I try to find a pair of socks to a similar shade of whatever felt I'm working with. So it doesn't look, I mean, on camera, it looks really, really, different. Like the colors are really off. But in person, like they're basically the same kind of shade of purple that I was going with here, and it looks really, really nice all together. But yeah, I couldn't find the right shade of purple that for the felt, because like I said, I usually just try to go with this similar sock color that I go along with the felt so it doesn't look out of place. But I couldn't find the right shade of purples. In fact, they didn't even have any purple socks at Giant Tiger at all. So, but I found this really cheap pair of mittens with different colors, and the purple fit really, really well, and it complemented with the color of the felt that I picked out. So yeah, I just used a mitten there, and I just cut off the bottom with the, the rimmed bit on the bottom, and I cut off the thumb, and everything else I didn't need to do anything with. So everything else is perfectly fine. And you got some more detail on the actual torso here, which I was just going to leave it plain, but it looked just too plain. So I added some little rib cage detail on here to give it a little bit more variant. And I also added some spikes going along his spine and his neck here. And so a little thing here, since Ridley appears a lot in different Metroid games, and he dies several goddamn times, like, this guy is basically immortal how many times he comes back, but, like, his appearance changes drastically from the 8-bit version to the modern 3D versions that we all know and love today. So I kind of picked and choose some of my favorite Ridley designs, and I just kind of put them all into one kind of design plush thing that I kind of have going on here. So the color, the felt here is from his color, the color purple. I just said color like 3 goddamn times. But the shade of purple that of the felt here, I kind of took, tried to find the closest color of purple, or shade of purple, to how he looks in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, with that kind of dirty, light purple kind of color going on there. And the same thing with his Smash Bros. Ultimate design, is that he kind of has like these purple things going through his nose and the dark stuff around his eyes there. And yeah, all that good stuff. But everything else is completely different. And like, well, he does have some spines on the side of his face in Smash Bros. Ultimate. But yeah, like these, like really, exaggerated kind of like spine or horns on the top of his head. They're a lot smaller in his most, kind of notable appearances in the Metroid franchise. I just kind of extended them and made them a little big because I kind of like how it looks. It gives him more of a mean look. And I was going to add pupils to it, but I decided to go against that because I kind of like the just the voidness of his eyes there. And so I used some yellow felt for that. And then, yeah, everything else. So usually Ridley has not really spikes going along the tail, but he kind of has like these kind of rimmed circles going around his tail there, especially in Super Metroid. You can kind of see like the little balls going around his tail there. I was going to add that, but if you know anything about felt, is that when you take a small strip of felt and you try to glue it on to another thin piece of felt, it's going to clump together, and it's not going to look that great, and it's going to make the tail a lot thicker than it needs to be. And I wanted the tail just to be kind of loose and floppy because it's a tail, right? Obviously, it just gives it a lot more, kind of dynamic. It can do whatever the hell it wants. So that's why I decided not to add anything to the tail here. And then for the tip of his tail there, I kind of used the similar design of what he had in Super Metroid as well, is the kind of like the really kind of prominent triangle shape of the tail there. And I just kind of used these little spikes going on there. All good. And then for his wings here, I didn't know how I was going to do the wings. Originally, I was going to just make the entire wing out of pipe cleaners, so I could pose it and do it all I want. So all this right here was originally going to be pipe cleaner, but I decided to go against that because it would have been way too complicated because I needed to glue felt in between the pipe cleaners, and it just looked, and it's not going to look cohesive. And you're going to see all the different seams and the hot glue gun strands, all that good stuff is just going to coat the wings all over the place. So I just kind of cut out the shape of the wing, or the membrane, I should say, with the orange felt, and then I just glued on the kind of scale bits going on top of the membrane, and then you also got the spikes on each side of the wing there, and then I also added these different colored felts for the spikes on his wings there to give a little bit more variant, because all the spikes on him right now are gray, so I kind of wanted to add a little bit more color variation there, and the orange membrane was taken from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which he had like really this really bright orange membrane going on there. So I kind of took that because I really do like the how it complements with the purple. And so yeah, everything else is pipe cleaner, from the arms to the neck to the legs to the hands, or to the fingers, I mean, and everything else is pipe cleaner. So yeah, you can do whatever you want, all that good stuff. And you're probably noticing, because you've been staring at it, haven't you, are these giant hands. Yeah, he's got some big-ass yaoi hands. Don't look up yaoi hands. Don't do it. So like I said, I was trying to make this plush complement with my Samus figure, so I wanted him to, like, grip and hold her and, like, throw her around and all that good stuff. But it's not completely out of his design, because I can't remember which Metroid game it was, but in one of the games, yes, he does have some really huge hands, so that's kind of a design feature that I kind of took from that as well, unintentionally, because I just wanted the hands to be, big so he can grab Samus, the Samus figure that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, just to complement her. And then you also got the claws, which are just, glued onto the tips of the fingers there, and like I said, they're all pipe cleaners, so they can do whatever I want them to do. Some regular design features that I didn't take from anything, I just kind of added them there, are these spikes on the elbows and on his knees there. But there's no pipe cleaners in his toes, unfortunately, so he can't grab or anything. But I just wanted them to be a little floppy, that's all. And yeah, so I also wanted his hands to be a little bit longer than his legs there, because he does have some pretty short little legs. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for my Ridley plush here. This is me coming out of the retirement, so I'm going to start making some more plushes. Probably just some random stuff I'm probably not going to do reviews of. Just try to get back into the my hobby and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but it's what time it is. So Bye, guys.